to the Road to Wealth charts and targets right here with Hit and Run Candlesticks. Today's date is October 9, 2025. A great big welcome to everybody. Let me click my little buttons I've got to click over here. There you go. I'm getting a little faster with them. Good morning, JW, Daryl, Thomas, Dave, Alan, Joe, Mike, Gold, Gary, Julie, Roasted. About all the breath I have. Roger, Tammy, Sharon, Chip, Sonny. Good morning, everybody. Hey, man, for those of us that are trading TLRY, you are being rewarded today. So TLRY is looking pretty good. Same with CGC. I'm also in this one. CGC. There we go. That's moving up pretty good there. There we are. All right. Is it Anil? Is that how I pronounce it? Anil? Good morning. So yeah, we're doing pretty good there. Looks like it's going to be a good day for a few of the stocks that we're in anyway. That's okay, Julie. You know, that happens all the time. You know, you close them and then it moves up. I think we could all say that. Yeah. All right. So let's take a look at the market real quick, okay? Hey, I want to thank everybody that post. We're getting a lot of posts now on our social media. We've been talking about it more. Thank you so very, very much. There's all kinds of charts being posted out there. There's a lot of great looking charts for the watch list. Sonny has got a fantastic list. We just opened up a Discord account as well, and he posted on the Discord, and I know it's on the Facebook page as well. So thank you, everybody, for posting, visiting us, and saying hi and asking questions. That's really cool. Thanks a lot. All right. Looking at the SPY here, it looks like we're opening up an inside day. If you could see the little today's candle right there, might be hard to see it. It's kind of hidden. So yesterday we closed up over that little yellow line I have right here, orange line, and that's what we needed to break out, and we're good to go. We're working. You know, the bulls are still there, and doggone it, I just realized I don't have my drawing tools, and I don't know if you guys can see me in the camera sometimes. I talk with my hands a lot, and I have to do that with these tools as well. So 1 second, 3, 2, 1. There we go. We're good to go. There we are. So once we break out of that line, which represented this big candle over here, that black candle, once we did that, that just put us back in the area of making money now. You know, the bulls are still moving up. So it's, let's try it this way. Do something different. So right now, price is above the T line. T line is above the trend indicator. That's bullish. That's very simple system that I use. Very, very simple. In fact, for some people, I think it's too simple. But you know, we don't need complication. All we need is momentum and trade within that momentum and in the trend. And when you get price above the T line and that T line above the trend indicator, that creates momentum. And we simply trade the swings to the upside, capitalizing on profits, you know, putting them in a basket, what we call goals. And then those goals add up, add your account up. And it's working out great. Okay. Working out great. So anyway, SPY is looking pretty good here. T2123 is not looking good. Which just means that we've got some chop going on. We're not getting a broad, say, lift in the market, and that's okay. I'm not one to complain about, you know, well, there's only 7 stocks moving us up. I don't really care myself. You just have to be in the right ones now, don't you? And that's what we do. Okay, so VXX here, I'm going to put that back on the hourly. You can see that that's still underwater based on our momentum trend. It's actually momentum trend to the downside, and that's good. That's what we want if you want to be bullish. So all looking good there. All right, let's take a look at a few charts. Hey, good morning, Vernon. How are you? See you over there. Here, HL is another one I'm in, and that's moving up. Yesterday, I had mentioned that if I get up to that green area right there, that's one of our targets. About that about the 1370, somewhere in there, right there. I will be taking profits. I guarantee I'll be doing that today, and that'll put a goal in the bucket. That'll get me closer to tripling the account in about 9 months. Okay. Uh, and just one little chip a day. That's what it does. That's the way you do it. Um, all right, let's take a look at some charts here. Let me line this up, get that ready. Whoops, we'll just look at 3/8 traps today. There's a lot of them there. Take a look at Merck here. Merck might be setting up. Let's get rid of that. See how Merck has popped up and now pulled back here. We're right in the buy zone now. Buy zone meaning there we go. Buy zone meaning that's this area right there. That's my buy zone. So a little above the T line here and the trend indicator. So right through here and the trend indicator there, right in there. That's my buy zone. Now I'm not opposed to buying on breakouts. I'm not opposed at all to doing that. But that's what I'm going to look for. And then I'll certainly take charts that have broken out. Anyway, Merck is setting up pretty good. Take a look at NNE is setting up. Here we've had this nice move up, and now we're pulling back. And if we just take a look at the numbers here. So price is above the T line. T line is above the trend indicator. Everything's going well. If we take a look at the trend, and when I draw a trend, my first thing that I'm going to look at is going to be the trend indicator. And I usually try to find something where red to green, or the beginning of the green. There's no sense in being real anal about this and putting right to some penny, because that's not what we're doing here. We're just trying to point out, hey, the trend is up, isn't it? Now, I went to these lows. What I will do is go to that very last dot up there. That's what I'm looking at, because if price started to turn around and come down, that dot would turn green, and then that I wouldn't want to be in that stock, and I would no longer be interested in it. So you can see how NEE might be setting up. Here's AEM setting up. Nice little 3/8 trap. Nice little trend. Everything's working. Put that momentum in order for you. When that momentum is working, look at that chart. I mean, it just here. Let's go back and do that. See how that momentum is up, and we have buy area there. Here we're up, buy area. There's a buy area. Up, buy area. Up, buy area. Up, buy area. Just following that momentum right up and taking those swings. Now, a lot of people don't look at that and say, well, that's not enough money. But you do that, and what you'll find is it really will be a lot of money, and it adds up. So it's a goal, enter here, maybe a goal up here, enter here, goal up there, enter here, goal up here. And of course, if you want to trade this longer term, you certainly could. You just have to have your rules where your stop's going to be. Let's take a look at DDD here. Look at that. DDD just moving sideways right in here. So Uber is also working, and I get asked about this a lot. For those that use TC2000, I have no problem sharing this. So anybody out there, if you have TC2000 or you are planning on getting it, I've got the scans for it. But like this morning, I'm just looking at this right there, those 3 columns. That's all we're looking at. If nothing shows up there, I can go to other columns if I wanted to, but there's plenty here. Take a look at Uber. Look how Uber is setting up right here. Look at that overall trend is working. Target up here about 104. Uber looks like it's about to break out. I think that's a great looking chart up there. 5% up into that target, the 50% retracement, and then on up higher we're looking at almost 9% of that 61.8 line up there, around 108, 109. How about some fuel cell? Look at fuel cell here. That's perfect. It's doing everything by the book, you know. Here, let's do this. Move that. So here is this would be my trade area. I'm going to redo that. There we go. That would be my trade area. And then we'll come over here and you can see that price is above the T line, right? T line is above the trend indicator. So now I'm going to look for an entry here. And then what I want to do is profit into strength as we move up to that next target or close out. I close out a lot at that next target or maybe just close a piece of it out. And then that just adds goals to your overall bucket, is what I call it, portfolio, your account. Etsy, yeah, Etsy. Look how Etsy's setting up. That's, you know, up we go. The trend, the momentum. Next target up here around 78. Then we've got one around 90. LAC. Take a look at LAC, and I know a lot of people are watching this, and I know a lot of people are in this. And man, keep an eye. I think it's ready to. It's trying to wind up again right here. Okay, trying to wind up. Hey, good morning, Bal. Hey, B1, good morning. Bal, you're looking at GILT. Now let's take a peek. Wow, look at that. Nice. I hope you're in it. If you're not, hey, I think this is a buy. I'm just going to quickly look. Yeah, this is all right. Man, way out there. Look at that huge bottom. Huge. So there's the weekly chart. Weekly is up big time. Let's see here. Let's put a line right here. We'll put a line right there. I guess that's what I would look for a target based on the going way back there. Look for a target up here. Beautiful chart. I mean, absolutely. The trend is your friend if you know how to trade it. And that's one of the keys, knowing how to trade it. That's what we do right here. That's exactly what we do. Beautiful chart. I'm going to flag that. Thank you very much, Bal. And then you're looking at XNet. Is that right? XNet. Nice. Beautiful trend. Nice little pullback. I don't know why that's up there. But yeah, that's looking good. Sweet. Yeah, very nice. Target wise, I don't know. Got a lot of wicks over here on the left. We've already come through that one there. Target wise, I'd have to say around that 1350 maybe. Watch price. It's so far out there that's pretty far back. 2018. Beautiful chart. Follow that trend. All right. Hey, Nancy, good morning. Happy Thursday. Hey, Alan, Cisco. Yeah, Cisco. Going to have to keep our eye on that one, aren't we? It's moving up here. Right now, I have a target of 72, which is it doesn't take a brainiac to figure that one out. Right here, we need to get back up to these tops. We get through that, and then we can work on maybe, working ourselves up toward $100. It's getting close, 72. So we start moving up, start tapping 80. $100 might be on the in the path here when we get that close. So yeah, let's keep an eye. And I mean that looks like a very bullish chart to me right now. Very worth an entry. Maybe a little high off the T line, but overall I think very, very nice. Yeah. Let's see, Riot. Yeah. Riot. Yeah. Riot is looking good. This is one of the main ones I have on my watch list here. And right now I have the next target up here, about $25 on this. And it's setting up what we call a pop out of the box right now. Yeah, a little pop out of the box. That's just pop out of the circle. That tool was the stuff. So right through here, man, watch for that thing to start moving up and come right into our target up here. I think that's a nice looking chart. Yeah. SMCI, man, I haven't heard about that one in a while. Let's see here, SMCI. There we go. Yeah, it's still moving up. Nice, nice. Yeah. You know, if you're long, I would stay long. If you're looking to get long, you're certainly in the buy pocket right here. Um, ultimately, if I was looking at this, you know, and trading this, and say we were looking at it down here, um, what I would do is something like this. That's going to be my trade area right there. All right. So this is going to be the ultimate target. And the ultimate target is a 50% retracement of the overall chart. That's what I'm going to start with. Once we get past that, then we can look at something higher. But that is to get it going. And just simply taking the highs over here, not quite the highs, and the bottom over here, that gives us these lines. And this is the 50% retracement area, bounce back area here. So that would be the ultimate. So here we are, back to the daily, and let's see, there we go. So if it was entered here, you know, you swing up, you're making money. Well, what if you didn't buy it here? Well, then here's another area that it could have been bought, and there's the next move up. Here's the next area it can be bought because we're up, and now we have an inside day. We're starting to consolidate. And then what we're looking for from there is that to move up to that 50% retracement. And we could have another one of these consolidation areas in here, okay? Nice chart. I don't know why we haven't been talking about that. Haven't even had it flagged. It is now. Thank you. Thank you here. Let's see. I don't think I have BTs. I can try it. I don't think that's on T. Oh, it is. I'll be darned. Okay. I need to make sure that that is somewhere else. BTC. Thank you. BTC moving up. Beautiful, beautiful 3-8 trap here. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's do this. Just take these highs. Now that we've broken out and held up there, now we're settling down. We're right there in that buy pocket. That's a great looking chart. In fact, that reminds me to come over and let's take a look at some things I have over here, you know, Bitcoin related. Take a look at GBTC for those that like that one. It's setting up. How about Mara? Mara is setting up here. Irene, that's setting up here. BITO, BITO, look at that's setting up. And when I say setting up, here's what I'm looking for. You know, just this rally and this rest. That's what I'm looking for right there. I mix moving averages in there. I look for price action on, you know, the hard right edge, very hard right here today. But that's it. Man, those are nice looking charts, all of them. SPY still holding up here. Let's see what else. Path. Hey, Sonny. Sonny, thanks again. I mentioned you this morning for posting your trade ideas here. Really, really appreciate it. So here's Path moving up, and it's headed toward that 50% retracement area, which I think it's going to get there. It may not get there in just a 1, 2, 3 step. We may have to pull back a little bit. I think it's a little high to be buying up here, a little risky, but if we can put a little rest in there, I think that's top notch. And I absolutely believe we get to that 50% retracement. Here's the weekly, and we're bumping right up against that 200 period moving average now. So that just might put together a little bit of a rest, a little pullback, make for a great entry. And then up there, you could, you know, 12 to 20% on that, depending on where the pullback comes in. But that's what I'd like to see is that pullback. Beautiful chart. Thank you very much. Hey, S, good morning. BIIB. There we go again. Look at that pop and that pullback. So, you know, I think we follow this a lot, this type of trade, you know, up and back. And I think a lot of people do. I don't think there's any kind of, you know, we don't have any monopoly on it. This is probably one of the most common traded patterns there are. So what it boils down to is, you know, getting your entry. And I think timing is very, very important. And there could be, there's people clearly, that bought it yesterday. There's people probably buying it today. And if it moves down more, there's going to be people buying it. If it moves even more, there'll be buyers down there. And you're going to decide where you want to buy, where the safest place is. And I've discovered that for me personally, it is best to buy when I see buyers. I want to buy when there's buyers. I like to time a chart as much as I can. And it's just my opinion, okay? But when I see a chart moving down, and I do think about it because I see people buying it here in the trading room and everywhere. And to me, it's like, okay, where's the logic, when you're buying, when it's pulling back? Where's the logic in this? And I 37 years in the business, and I have just never figured out the logic other than you might be getting it cheaper, but what you're doing is you're hoping that this candle comes in. Rather than hoping that candle comes in, I want to see that candle. So I focus on that. So I see this chart here, and I think this is a fantastic chart, but I want that alert. So this is the type of chart where I'll set that alert in there. And then when we cross over that alert, well, that would mean that this candle is green. Now I can go look at it to buy. That's typically how I trade and how I've grown the Road to Wealth account. So anyway, nice chart. I love it. Let's flag that. Okay. Thank you. Hey, Mr. Goodson, LAB, ALAB. Look at that. That right there is a super chart. I think that's a beautiful chart. Here we've, nice big rally up, and then profit ticket came in, and now we're starting to move up again. And here we've moved up, and then right here, we're just starting to walk along the 8 EMA or T-line, what we call it, and the trend indicator. What an excellent chart. Right here, we're back at that 50% retracement coming off the 50-period moving average. Once we cross that, there's all sorts of little targets up there, and I'm just going to use those lines right there. So nice target area, nice chart, beautiful, absolutely beautiful, right in the buy pocket right now. Hey, Dave, AMPX. Hello, Daryl. How are you? Glad to see you here. Thank you. Yeah, look at that AMPX setting up. Trend. We've got to have the market. So let's, I want to go check the market. You can see here that we're working. The market is good, so that's all great. And I don't know why I went there. AMPX. There we go. And as long as you have the market maintaining a bullish trend, and then the chart has a bullish trend, there's our rise, and there we are down. Now, and we're setting up right here, okay? So perfect. I absolutely love that. Yeah, nice chart. Let's flag that. Yeah, just a second. Throat gets a little dry. Let's see over here. Oh yeah, TLRY. Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that a moment ago. Yeah, TLRY's rocking. So for those of us that are in it, we're making some good money. So yeah, we'll come out pretty well today on this. I'm also in CGC, and looks like we're going to come out with pretty good money there. So hitting one of our targets up here. Once we clear that, the next target will be up here, that 180 mark. And here, TLRY. Next target up is going to be around this 250 mark once we get through this one here. So doing well there. Let's see, NIO long. Yeah, absolutely. Excuse me. One of the questions I get asked often is, which stock do you pick? Which one? And sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith on what you're looking at. So here we are again, God, which one do you look at? Which one do you trade? And here we have a great trend. Here we have a chart that's broken out right here. Okay, so using these highs here, let's go red now. Here we broke out, and here we're pulling back. We're right in that buy box right now. We're looking for that next target right up there. So why is this one better than, you know, the third one ago we looked at, or the fifth one, or 10th one, whatever? And sometimes you have to go with what, I mean, maybe you like, you know, maybe you have a thing about NIO, or maybe you have a thing about just auto manufacturers or something like that. You just have to, sometimes you just have to do it. And, you know, thank goodness you can have more than one stock in your portfolio. You know, you can do that. So, well, that would drive me just batshit crazy if I could only have one. You know, which one do you pick? So, like I say, good thing. So sometimes you just have to do it. Some things that I like to look at, like I'm looking at this INO right now. What would make me want to buy this? Well, we've broken out of this high over here. Here, let me put a line up there. We've broken out of that high right here, and we're approaching the 32.8 line right here. That I don't know if you guys see that dotted line right there, 32.8, right in there. Now, this area here, I'm going to draw on this area right here. Okay, that's the construction zone, and I'm taking the high and going down to the low here, and that first quarter down there, that's the construction zone. I probably should leave this alone, hadn't I? And here we've broken out of that construction zone. Well, the next target area is right there. I don't have it marked. I can do that really quick. Let's just do it this way. So there's the next target area, and you can see that we're hitting it right now. We break through that, the next target will be up here at that 50% retracement area, and that acts as a very, very good magnet. So I absolutely see this chart working out right now. I mean, outside of a market crash or just something stupid happening to NEO or that industry, I just see no reason why this chart can't move up there. So I think that's perfect. Thank you. Beautiful chart. So let's, what if I did this? What if I did that? No, that won't work. So I want to get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. There we go. And if we take these, kind of block this out a little bit. So we're going to make this yellow. There's that construction zone. Once we take out that construction zone, the next target up will be from that next line up to this line. That's the next trading block that I'm looking at. And then from there, the next trading block will be from that dotted line up into those dotted lines. So that's a trading block. So once we clear this one's good to trade. Once you clear this one's good to trade. And we can do the same thing up here. From over that line to that next line, that's the next trading block right there. That's a very nice chart. Thank you for bringing it to the table. Appreciate it. Let's see, Oracle. Yeah, Oracle's looking good. Look at that. Oracle's setting up. So just, looking at those trading blocks that we just did, this one's going to be a little bit tighter, but it is going to be there. These lines are drawn a little different. So there's one, and we'll just, there's one right there. There's right there to that 50% retracement. And this one right here is up there to that 61.8. And then one more that would take us to the 75 line right in there. So those are the little trading blocks. Like I say, those are a little tighter right there. J&J. Yeah, you know what? I meant to look at those today too, and I didn't. J&J, that's still a bullish trade. Man, we just now broke out of that little consolidation coming off that 50-period moving average up. Absolutely excellent looking. We're right in that buy pocket right now. Reminds me to go look at PFE. Maybe we did already look at that. PFE, waiting for that buy signal on here. I've actually got this one alerted right in here. Because we're down a little bit more, I might change that alert, pull that alert. In fact, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to pull in another alert. And if it takes out the T line and this candle's low right in there, then I'll get an alert on that. I'm going to set that. And that's where I might look at picking some PFE up. Wasn't there another one? GSK. Yeah, GSK. See, GSK is going to alert right in here. And there's targets on GSK right there. So target, 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 target. Think of those as those blocks that I was talking about. Try to make those a little bit bigger. And there we go. So right in there would be a trade. Or, I mean, it all can be one trade. I'm just trying to, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Price moving from one target to another target to another target. Taking profits somewhere along the way on the way up, because we all know that you're going to have some sort of a pullback in there. So GSK looking really good. BBC, yeah, nice pop out. Way to go. Yeah, super. That's a buy to me. Your nice breakout. Breakouts are buys. Some traders are going to wait for a rest because they want to, buy it cheaper. If that's your choice, that's a trader's choice. That's not a rule. It's like, buying a breakout. You can buy the breakout. It's not a rule that you can or can't. It's trader's choice. Bottom line, everybody and their brother that's trading this is trying to get into it, because we're all looking for what? Where is it? We're looking for this to move higher and make money on it. So, hey, folks, it's that time of the morning. I've got to run off here. Sorry about, one more I just saw over here. It was already up there. Look at target. And then I've got to run. We'll get this posted on our YouTube account. For those that maybe can't be here for the live showing, this is live. You can pick it up on YouTube. Make sure you click on the live button to watch the live videos for replay. All right. Anyway, target, what a nice little bottom it's putting in. I love that. Let's set up those lines real quick. I'm going to start with these over here. You can always go up higher if you want, but that's the kind of trade I would look for. And right there is that sweet spot. That's the spot I would look for. Well, let's do it this way. So my trade plan on that would be right there. That's what I would be looking for. It can absolutely go higher, but to me, that's reevaluate before we go higher. And then targets on this, we'll duplicate that. There's a target right there. One more time. And there's a target right there. Just like that. So target's looking good. The target on target. All right. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Absolutely appreciate it. We'll see members right in the trading room in about half an hour.